Hi guys, it's Lara. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. So today it's gonna be a Chatty Get Ready with me because I thought it would be a great way of show you guys what products I'm currently using, especially since I started dyeing my hair purple because that resulted in changing my makeup a little bit. So if you want to know how I went from this to this look, then please keep watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and you can also like the video. It really helps my channel a lot. And now let's get into this. So the first step is always for me to put my hair away from the face because it would basically drive me nuts. And if I'm wearing any big earrings on that day, like these hoop earrings, I just put them off before I start with the makeup so that they don't get stained, and I don't know, they just bug me. And I like starting with an eyeshadow primer. The eyeshadow primer I'm using currently is by the brand CATRICE, which is a drugstore brand. It's cruelty-free, and this primer is of course also vegan. It reminds me a lot of the eyeshadow primer, the original eyeshadow primer from Urban Decay, but it's much less expensive and it works just as fine. So this is the one I'm using currently. And then I wait always shortly until the primer sets, and then I start applying this pale eyeshadow. It's a matte eyeshadow underneath my eyebrows as a highlight. I don't know why, but I just like starting with this, so this is the way I do it. And I will apply the same eyeshadow also on my upper lids. So when I go to the upper lids, since I'm a little fossil, I'm over 40, I have to stretch my eyes a little bit because they're starting to get a little wrinkled and the result does not look as neat as when I stretch my eyes out. So I kind of pull on the side and go only towards the crease. I always take a little bit bigger brush. This is the shader brush from Nenshi. Nenshi is a cruelty-free and vegan-friendly brand. I got these for free years ago, these brushes, and I really like them. I have a link down below for you guys if you're interested, but please, no pressure. So it kind of brightens my eyes already, and there are days when I would apply just mascara. Now I am applying this lilac eyeshadow into my crease and also a little bit on the outer third of my lower lids. This is gonna be my transition color. Usually I wear only mauve eyeshadows, which is my all-time favorite color for eyeshadows. But right now my hair is freshly toned and it is this super vibrant shade of purple, so I'm using also a little bit of lilac and I'm gonna blend it out nicely. You can always do the nice wing on the side. You could like put a tape on the underneath your eyes, like, or you can hold something like this to have a guide, and then you would have a nice neat line there. But I like the transition being a little bit messy. This is just what I like personally. This is of course all about your preference. And yeah, you notice that I'm waiting with the foundation until I'm gonna be done with the eyeshadows. By the way, the lilac eyeshadow that I just used is by the brand Essence. It's this little palette that I put together myself. These eyeshadows are super inexpensive. The quality is fine. Some of the shades are not so great, but this pale lilac is a really nice shade and it blends out really nicely. You can somewhat layer it, but in general it's gonna stay exactly the shade it is when you look in the pan. Yeah, and now I'm gonna go in with a mauve eyeshadow. I'm gonna use this one. This is by the brand Alverde. But if you by any chance have the Carly Bible palette, any of the Carly Bible palettes, I have here the newest one, then the shades that I have used, the pale shade on my upper lid underneath my eyebrows, and then the mauve shades are basically these colors. So this would be the same shade that I have used on underneath my eyebrows, and then if you would use this shade, this is basically what I'm gonna use now. It's a very similar color that I have found in the drugstore, so I wanted to show you these two just in case you don't feel like buying an entire palette. And this is something I will consider once I will use up the palette. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy the entire palette, even though I find it beautiful, but I tend to wear mostly the same colors, and in that case it doesn't really pay off to have so many shades when I know I rarely use them. So what I'm doing now is I took another fluffy brush and I'm going in again in the crease, but this time I'm not going towards the eyebrows. I'm just staying really exactly above the crease, and then I'm gonna blend it out so that this color melts with the lilac. And then I'm gonna take a little bit smaller brush, I think something like a pencil brush, and I'm going to apply a little bit of this color or so on the outer third of the lower eye, but just a little bit. And then I will blend it together with the purple, with the lilac shade again. And that's gonna be pretty much the base of my eye makeup. I sometimes wear an eyeliner, it depends, because when it gets really cold, my eyes are watering a lot, and I feel like it's a waste of time because it's gonna get smudged. No matter how many times they say it's waterproof, it just doesn't work on me for whatever reason. And that's why I very often leave any kind of eyeliner out. But today I'm going to apply eyeliner just on my lash line. Just like with the eyeshadow on my upper lid, I will stretch my eyelid a little bit out so that I get a neat line. And I'm going carefully in with the eyeliner. It's by the brand Trend It Up. Again, drugstore cosmetics, nothing special. So I'm going a little bit further than the end of my lash line, and that's how it looks. It's a very subtle eyeline. This is what I like wearing when I'm not drawing a wing at the end of my outer lid, like the outer V. And yeah, this is how I'm doing it. The stretching really helps if you are getting a little bit older and if you start getting wrinkles, or if you have hooded lids. Definitely something that helps a lot. I do it also when I use the regular eyeliner pen, the the one that looks like a pencil, but I usually prefer these because I get more precise line on my upper lids with that one. And before I do my lashes, I always start putting on foundation. So right now I'm using this one. It's called All Matte Plus. It's by the brand CATRICE. I always wash my hands first, and then I first apply my foundation with my fingers. This is something I started doing last year, and I really like it because I feel like I use way less of the foundation than when I would apply it right away with a sponge or with a brush. I never use brushes for my foundation because I feel like I'm only pushing it into my pores. Maybe it's because I don't have a decent foundation brush, but I tried a few and it just doesn't work for me. And I think, there's a reason why a company like Beauty Blender sells a lot of these sponges, because people just like them. This foundation has a great coverage. You can always layer it. It's really nice. It feels soft. It doesn't leave any shine. And I like the shade. It goes very well with the shade of my neck. I do not like applying foundation on my neck. However, I have this huge pimple right here, so I'm gonna apply a little bit of the foundation around the pimple, and then I'm just gonna blend it out because this one has been bugging me. It's gonna pop in the evening, which is probably gross to hear, but I stopped taking a contraceptive pill last, let me think, I think it was like September. And ever since I'm getting acne. The doctors say that it takes from between 3 till 9 months until the skin is gonna be all right again. So I hope it's gonna be a little bit faster procedure than slower. So right now I'm gonna apply a little bit of blush. I always say a little bit and then I end up looking like a freaking clown, so don't be surprised. This blush is a pink shade with a little bit of a purple hue in it. I think it goes very well with my hair right now and also with the eyeshadow that I'm using. It's a really beautiful color. It does not look natural at all, but since I don't have exactly the most natural color on my hair, I don't care. This is just my current look right now. And I personally like applying blush only on my apples. I find like it has something of a porcelain doll if you apply your blush only on your apples if it goes with the form of your face. And I kind of like applying a little bit more layers and blending it out so it looks like I have super pink cheeks. As I said, yeah, I'm gonna apply just a little bit and look at that. So it's always the same with me. All right, now I found my powder finally. This is the powder I'm using currently. It is white, you see correctly. If you are tanned or if you have rather an olive skin or any darker shade, I don't think this one would really work great because even though it says translucent, I feel like it always makes the makeup look paler. But it's still a great powder. It reminds me also of the powder that Urban Decay has. I think it's called the De-Slick powder. I used to wear that one, but then I discovered that this one is super similar and it costs much less, so I started buying this one. So that's the powder and everything. After that, I always take a cotton swab and micellar water and I clean this beauty mark that I have tattooed on my cheek. And then I also like taking a cotton pad and cleaning up my lips. I don't wear any makeup on my lips anymore because I have a permanent makeup. So this color, this is how my lips look all the time. So I'm just gonna apply a chapstick. This is one of my favorite chapsticks. It's by the brand Lara. It's cruelty-free and vegan. It's called the Repair Balm. So now that I have powder, eyeshadows and everything, I will start doing something with my eyebrows. I also have permanent makeup on my eyes. I have microblading, so it makes it a little bit easier. It lasted for, I'd say like 8 months. And there's still enough color left, so I have to do just a little bit. So I always take this, brow pen and I go only on the bottom line and I touch it up very lightly because this shade would be almost too dark for me. But if I do it light-handed, it works fine. And then I kind of copy the outer line also and I go in here on the inside a little bit. And that's basically it. I don't have to do more than that. And then I always like taking an eyebrow gel. This is by the brand Trend It Up. It's waterproof. Let me look at the shade. It's 020. They also have a shade 010, but that's more of a gray shade. I always thought this is going to be a little bit lighter shade than this one, but it's not. So this is the lightest they have, but it works fine for me. And now the only thing that's left is my lashes. I always do them as the last step. So of course, first I'm going to curl them. I don't have any special curler. This is by the brand Evelyn. This is also a drugstore brand, super inexpensive, and it works just fine. And then the mascara that I'm using right now, my all-time favorite mascara, is by the brand CATRICE. It's the Glam False Lashes Mascara. And it has a bent silicone brush. I prefer these brushes over the regular brushes because it just works better for my eyes. And yeah, I'm just gonna apply it on the upper and bottom lashes. I basically never wear falsies because the skin around it wouldn't be a video if I wouldn't stutter at least once. Anyway, the skin around my eyes is super sensitive. I have to be very careful of which eye moisturizer I'm using. Some of them give me a rash, and whenever I'm wearing falsies, my eyes start to itch, the skin around my eyes, and I just don't like it. I'm sure that it might be just the glue, and if I would try enough falsies, I might also find the perfect falsies for me. But I'm just not willing to put in the effort also, to be honest, especially daily when I'm going to work or when I still went to university. It was like I was in a hurry to get to my class so that I will be finished on time so that I can go to work, and then I was in a hurry to film my videos, so priorities. And that's why I'm using just a mascara, and this one kind of curls the lashes and they stay up all day. You can see the difference between my eyes now, and I'm gonna do the same on my left eye now. Sometimes when I feel like it, I also use a highlighter. I don't do any contouring. First of all, I am not really good in that. I'm aware of that, and I'm just not willing to practice it. So the only thing I mostly do is just to apply a little bit of a subtle highlighter on the back of my nose and then making a little dot here. And then I take the same highlighter and go in about in the middle, like above my eyes, and blend it out slightly. And sometimes I apply a little bit here on the inner corner of my eyes, you know, the tear dot. And that's pretty much it. So as you can see, nothing really special. I love applying makeup, I love wearing makeup, but there's just a limited effort that I'm willing to put in. And then the last step is always my hair. So I'm just gonna take this comb and put it up. And then I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna dampen my hands and kind of crunch my hair just a little bit. One thing that I'm really happy about is that I have here this cowlick here underneath. And that's why my hair is always like this, without me having to do anything. So I just have to form the ends, and this is what it creates by itself. So it's super low maintenance. That's why I also don't usually use any heat on my hair. And I also let it air dry mostly, which is especially great if you're growing out your hair just like I'm doing. Yeah, and now with the hoops. Ta-da! So this is the final result. This is my current everyday makeup. It takes me usually up to 15 minutes and it's a wonderful time in the morning. My me time, I usually also drink my smoothie while I'm applying my makeup, and the 15 minutes, that's also including my hair. It is of course way faster than when I'm doing things on camera. Sometimes I skip the purple eyeshadow and go only for the mauve shade, mostly when my hair starts fading a little bit and when the purple hair gets a little bit paler. And when I don't feel like it, I don't wear any eyeliner, but other than that, it's pretty much the same every day. Even though I really enjoy this time for myself in the morning and I really like makeup, there are limits of how much effort am I willing to put into this. As I already said, I do not enjoy contouring, I do not enjoy false lashes, partially because I just suck in it. I haven't put on false lashes that often so that I could do it like, you know, wing it on camera. I suck in that. I'm not good in contouring and I'm not willing to learn that because I don't feel like I need it or I want it. However, there is absolutely nothing wrong with contouring or false lashes in my opinion, because this is a way of expressing yourself, of making yourself feel better. And if contouring or false lashes or both are the things that you need, just do it, because this is your face, this is your body, you have to like what you see and you have to feel happy. And whoever has a strong opinion on that needs to shut the hell up, because you need to like it and that's the only thing that matters. So that's my message today. Yeah, and that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I will of course list all of the products that I have used today in the description box. I listed there also all of my Instagram accounts, some playlists that might be interesting for you, any discount codes that I have currently for you guys, and I have written down the music that I have used in today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and also thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It means the world to me. I really appreciate your support and I'm looking forward to seeing you with my next video. Bye!